pick is in. So that means we have the Browns on the clock, and we have Josh Neighbors from Locked On Big 12 with Kanani Stevens.
Got to check in with Josh because there were some Big 12 players that came off the board yesterday and the day before. Jalen Petrie, Asamoah, some of those names. Which one do you think is going to have an immediate impact? Who was you thought maybe had a really good fit with the team they were drafted by?
Yeah, I think the Breece Hall to the Jets is an interesting fit for sure. They went with Michael Carter last year, but Breece Hall to me was the best running back in the country, had that incredible streak of consecutive games with touchdowns scored. So it's a player who can just kind of do it all as a back and immediately be helpful for a young quarterback like Zach Wilson, fits right in with the offense. And then Jalen Petrie, too, is a guy that just, when Dave Aranda coaches guys up, typically things pan out pretty well. And he's been a great player at Baylor, was the best player in that defense, looked pretty good in the draft process. And I thought he was a first-round talent, at least in my opinion. So I think he'll do well.
Some definite names there. Of course, we haven't seen a ton of running backs, so that is a good point there with Breece Hall. Perrion Winfrey is someone that is the defensive tackle from Oklahoma, so that's a name we're going to watch throughout today. Is there a reason he didn't go a little bit earlier? Is there some concerns there?
Yeah. There's a couple concerns there.
All
Nothing I'd like to share, but
okay.
I know there are a couple concerns there with Perrion Winfrey. Look, he's somebody that crushed it in the draft process, though. I mean, you talk about how things went for him at the Senior Bowl. Talk about how things went for him, pro days and all that kind of stuff. Like everything with Perrion went pretty well. The background stuff is kind of the big concern,
Okay.
but he was the best player in that defense, in my opinion. I think he was the most NFL ready guy.
Okay, so maybe someone will take a flyer on him a little bit later. Is there any other name from the Big 12 today that you're saying, might be a good steal or someone to keep an eye on?
I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with the quarterbacks. I think Skylar Thompson kind of reminds me of Sam Ehlinger in the sense of like great locker room guy, good leader, not going to blow you off, the page with any of the stuff that he does. And then also Brock Purdy too. That's somebody that we thought could be a first round pick, but really never put it all together. Does a lot of the little stuff well and good intermediate thrower. So I think that could translate well as a nice backup quarterback. So I'm pretty curious to see where the running backs might go, or the quarterbacks rather, might go today from the Big 12.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on things. Josh Neighbors, Locked On Big 12. They'll have all of your coverage for your Big 12 athletes whenever they go today.